Hi guys, welcome to the third and last part of our three-part series on the treehouse between Terry and Andy. Oh, and Jill, can't forget about her. We're going through the 91st, the 104th, and the 117th story treehouse. And in this video, I've included a special segment where I'm going to be interviewing Terry and Andy and Jill. And the three of them, I'm going to ask them some questions and queries that I've had when I've read these books myself. Something about how do you build so many tree houses and how many stories on the tree house, every single story, and how could you come up with all these ideas? And some other questions I've also had, but we'll think about them on the way. So starting with the 91st treehouse. This one, the sharks are on a holiday. So I guess we can't use the shark eating pool, the spin and win prize wheel. So I guess it's like one of those machines where it says you cannot lose, you know, or at a carnival game where it says everybody's a winner. How true do you think those are? And the submarine. Did you know a submarine is a double entendre? Because it could either mean a submarine, like something that goes underneath the water, or a sub, like the sub that we eat from Subway. So going forth on the 91st story treehouse. In this one, we meet Andy and Terry, who live in a tree. And in this one, they've added some really cool things like a Madam Know-It-All, who I'm gonna talk to later as well. Someone who just knows it all. What's so great about living with a know-it-all? A submarine sandwich shop that serves sandwiches the size of actual submarines. I think that would be cool. Have you ever stepped inside a Subway and they've asked you, do you want the 6-inch sub or the 12-inch sub? What if you could just respond and say, I want a submarine sub? And it's like a huge one, the one bigger than the couch I'm sitting on right now. I think that's pretty cool. The world's most powerful whirlpool. I guess that's to substitute for the lack of sharks in the episode. A mashed potato and gravy train. As you know, mashed potatoes are one of my favorite foods. I love a good potato. A spin and win prize wheel, so the one that I was talking about, the one where everybody's a winner. A trophy room. A human pinball machine. That one doesn't sound so pleasant. An air traffic control tower. That's very important, as you know. A 91-story house of cards. Hey, we're reading the 91st book. A giant spider web with a giant spider, again, to substitute for the lack of sharks in the episode. A desert island, how fun. A garbage dump with a mysterious old wardrobe on top. That might come in handy later, won't it? A big red button, which we're not sure whether to push or not because we can't remember what it does. Doesn't that happen to everyone? And in this one, they're gonna write another book inside of a book. And I think that's pretty cool, especially because it talks about their editor. Their editor with a huge nose, Mr. Big Nose. An aptly named title for a man with a big nose. So, you guys wanna talk to Andy? 'Cause I sure do. With each book, I'm gonna talk to one of the characters. For the first one, it's gonna be Andy, and I'm gonna ask Andy about how he just manages to do all this. So, hi Andy, how do you manage to do so much with the treehouse? I mean, every single week you're adding like 13 stories. That's a lot of building, no? Interesting. I didn't know you could do that. Okay. The second question that I have is, how come you got rid of the sharks? I really like the sharks for one. Oh, yeah, they needed a vacation, I'm sure, yeah. What else do I have for you? Ooh, whatever happened to Andyland? Whatever happened to the, what's it, like 200 or something Andys that seem to be following your every move? They disappeared? Oh, well. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, are you looking forward to the next one? Because I sure am. Yeah? There's a lot to expect? Kind of like what? Give me like a preview. Ooh, can't wait to see it. All right, let's get straight into the next one then, with 104. So, now that we've talked to Andy, and I asked him all about Andyland and how he just manages to build 13 stories all of a sudden within like a week, let's get into 104 stories. Because this one, I think Andy's not gonna like so much, and I wanna ask Harry all about the giant foot he's operating. It's a giant foot, come on. So in this one, they've added another kind of 13 stories. And in this one, it's pretty cool, because the sharks are back. I love the sharks, as we all know. It's got a stupid hat level, a money-making machine that also makes honey, a never-ending staircase. Ooh, saw that in another book series that I really liked. The $2 shop. Nothing over here is over $2. This kind of reminds me of the dollar store in America, where everything is $1. The $2 million shop. Nothing is under $2 million. Wow, it's an expensive shop to be at. A refrigerator throwing range with a refrigerator vending machine, so we never run out of refrigerators. A bun finding level with a bun vending machine, so we never run out of buns. Very important. Mount Everest. Huh, good to know. I didn't know Mount Everest was on top of a treehouse. A burp bank. A tangled up level where everything is really tangled up. A deep thoughts thinking room. A mighty fortress reinforced with extra strong fortress reinforcer. And a beautiful sunny meadow full of buttercups, butterflies, and bluebirds. This is a very packed episode. I don't know how we're gonna get through all that in just, how many pages is that? Whoa, in like 352 pages, but we'll see. Do you want to ask Terry a question? Because I do. Hey Terry, for context, what was it like operating a giant foot and stepping on Andy? Yeah, I think so too. So you don't recommend I go and try and steer a giant foot? No? Yeah, thanks. The other thing I really wanted to ask is this book specifically comes with a bunch of jokes on the bottom. Are you ready for some really bad jokes? Yeah? Why did the fly fall off the wall? Because it had a piano tied to its leg. Really? That's very dry. Let's try another one. Why did the boy fall off his bike? Because his mother threw a fridge at him. Having read this, I don't know what's drier, the humor in this book or the pages themselves. Let's go towards the end. If a rooster laid a brown egg and a white egg, what kind of chicks would it hatch? Are you serious? None. Roosters can't lay eggs. Right, because the hens do it. These are some interesting jokes. How'd you come up with all this? While you were going through the book? Yeah, I'd assume so. Well, it was nice talking to you too. I can't wait to ask Jill, the only one person who seems to have any rational thoughts in these books. And as we move on to the 117th story, we can. All right, bye. So now as we move on to the 117th story, as in the final book of this really long 3-part episode, I can't wait to talk to Jill about what it was like to live with these dudes on a really tall treehouse. Before we go into that, let me share some of the different floors that they've created. In this one, there's a tiny horse level, a pajama party room, an underpants museum, ew, a photo bombing booth, a waiting room for waiting, a treehouse visitor center with a 24-hour information desk, penguin-powered flying treehouse tour bus, and a gift shop. The door of doom. Don't open it, or you'll be completely and utterly doomed. A circus with fire eaters, sword swallowers, chair tamers, trapeze artists, and clowns. And all you can eat, including the furniture level where you can eat absolutely everything, including the furniture. Sounds like a blast. A kite flying hill, a traffic school where everything is just plain traffic, a giant fighting robot arena, and a water ski park filled with flesh-eating piranhas. Don't fall in. This is pretty crazy. So, you guys want to go and talk to Jill about what's going to happen? I do. Let's turn. Come on. Hi, Jill. What's it like living in a treehouse? Oh, interesting. Do you ever get scared you're going to fall off, like towards the side? Huh. Yeah, railings. Good inventions. So what do you do when the boys are writing their book? Huh. Right, I'd imagine that, yeah. A valid contributor, I'd say. You're a pretty big part in a lot of these books, yeah? So I had a quick question before we leave about the robot arena in this episode. I'm really excited to figure out how you guys are going to use the robots. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's it like operating a huge robot inside an arena? So you wouldn't recommend it? No. You would? That's nice to hear. So the final question is, what's it like being the brain of a robot? Is it heavy? Oh, really? I've never operated a robot. I really do want to though. You're a big inspiration. Thanks, Jill. It was really nice to talk to all three of my favorite characters of this Treehouse series. It was really, really nice to live vicariously through them of this Treehouse trilogy that I've created as well. I really, really wanted a treehouse as a kid, and I don't think I will ever give up on that aspiration. I think I'm always going to want a treehouse no matter where I am. So these books are a really nice way for me to fill up my own dreams of having a treehouse when I was a kid. I'm super, super excited that you've joined us all the way to the end, and I really encourage you to go out and look at all of these treehouse books, and the even taller and taller ones that have come out after I've bought all of my treehouse books. Although I personally only have 9, maybe you could own 18. I don't know how many books are there, to be truthful, but I'll link them all below so that you can go ahead and look at them for yourselves. It was so nice of you to come along with my interview with Jill, Andy, and Terry, as well as the 91st Treehouse, the 104th, and the 117th story. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!